Hello, hello. It's very exciting because today I'm going to talk to you about all the books I read partially in May, because I did forget a few digital titles that I read, and then also in June. So let's just get into the video. First, I'm going to get started with the manga as I usually do. So the first things I read this month are volumes 5 and 6 of Kaiju number 8. This series is really fun. I've really been enjoying it. Me and my husband have been reading it together. We don't read a ton of series together, but the ones that we do, I usually read them first and then I'm like, hey babe, I think you would like this. Or if we're at the bookstore, he'll find something that just sounds fun. And then I'll tell him if I've heard good things about it, and then maybe he'll pick it up and try it. But his TBR is much longer than mine because he doesn't read as quickly. These are good. Check out Kaiju number 8 if you like action shonen. It's really fun. I like the anime a lot. I think it's getting better as it's going. When it got started, I was a little skeptical of it, but the more it goes on, the better it is. So I do recommend that as well if you wanted to try the anime first. Next up, I read volumes 1 through 4 of My Boss's Kitten. This is a adult series that's on Kindle Unlimited. I've got a subscription to Kindle Unlimited because I wanted to try it and see if it's worth the money as far as like indie books and manga goes. And so far I'm liking it. I've had it for like 3 months now, and I think I've gotten my money's worth, so I might keep that for a little while. I've also got the Viz app. I don't think I have any other manga app that I'm paying for, but I'll need to check my list of subscriptions. I do really like the Viz app. I recommend that, by the way, but I am so far liking the manga choices on Kindle Unlimited. My only complaint so far, I'll talk about that in a second. My only complaint so far is that they'll only give you like if the series is 12 volumes, they'll only give you 8. And I'm like, I'm not gonna go buy the last few volumes of this digital manga. I don't like paying for digital manga. It's just not something I want to do. I'll either get a subscription or I want to own physicals. I don't want to do this in between of only owning 4 volumes of something that's digital only. Does not sound like me, does not sound fun. It sounds like a waste of money to me because the prices are almost as much as a physical copy, so I'm just not gonna buy it. If a series ever comes out in physicals, I'll probably continue it that way, but otherwise a series is just gonna get dropped. But this series, I don't know how many of them are on Kindle Unlimited or on Kindle in general, but I read 1 through 4. It's an adult series. It's very smutty. There's not a lot of substance to it. I kind of just wanted to read it because it had been suggested so much on the Kindle manga. I would probably give it like a 2 or 3, honestly. It's not bad, but I'm probably not going to go any further than 4 just because it's not holding my interest. Also, the woman in it, she kind of looks, they kind of treat her like a kid a little too much, in my opinion, when it comes to the sexual stuff. So I don't feel as comfortable reading that one personally. Every series is different, and I understand that it's technically an adult. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and judge anybody who does read it. And there are women who look like that. But for me personally, it's not the vibe, and I just don't feel like continuing it, but it was okay. It was okay. Next up, I read a volume 1 that's in my husband's shelf because he's got to read it next. Shangri-La Frontier volume 1. This is a isekai-esque, not really an isekai, like a video game kind of isekai where he likes to play VR games. And he likes to play crap games, and I forget what they're called. They call people who play bad games for fun. They have a name for them. But essentially he finds this new game, plays it, and he really is enjoying it, and he's pretty good at it. So it's okay. I think if my husband wants to continue it, I will continue it, but it's not something I'm going to actively search for. Like, it wasn't, first volume wasn't so awe-inspiring that I'm like dying to pick up volume 2, but if he does, I will continue it and I'll keep talking about it with you. Next, I read Orange Future. This is the 6th volume in the box set of Orange. Honestly, I can't tell you much about this other than we're kind of going through what's his freaking name? The guy who, Suwa. We're going through Suwa's future, past, present. It kind of jumps all over the place, so I could see someone being confused by this. We're kind of seeing him, the decisions he made throughout the original Orange series 1 through 5, how that affects him, and how it changed his future. Like, in his future where they do go back in time, like they write the letters, knows that the other version of himself is never going to have a wife and kids and be happy that way with his love interest. But in the new future, he's experiencing things differently. It's not necessarily like a happy ending, but it is kind of. But it's good. It's good. It's just a little off-putting from the original series, I think, but it's not bad. I would recommend it if you're a fan of the series. Just don't expect it to be like a continuation of the main two characters. Next, I read some more Kindle Unlimited manga. This is Defying Kurosaki-kun. I read volumes 1 through 8, and like I said earlier, 1 through 8 is on Kindle Unlimited and the rest of them are for sale, and there's like 19 or so volumes. I'm not quite sure. I refuse to pay for them. I hate buying digital manga. I hate it. I've only done it once and I regretted it because I just didn't like the experience. I would rather either own it physically or read it digitally for a fee. And I don't want to have like random volumes. I would want all of it if I was going to get it digital. You know what I'm saying? Like if there was a bundle where they sold it cheaper on Amazon Kindle, I would probably do that before I go and buy like 9 through whatever volumes it goes through. But it was good. I really like this series. I've seen a lot of people talk about it and I really enjoy it. It's I guess it's a shoujo romance. I'm not sure exactly what demographic this is technically for, but they are younger. I'm assuming it's shoujo, but it is a kind of messed up main guy, Kurosaki-kun. He's like a sadist. Like he's kind of messed up. He's obviously got some baggage, but he messes with our main girl here and like teases her and he treats her badly, but like it's obviously a thing between them. Like I think she's pretty into it, but she just pretends that she's not. It's an interesting dynamic and I kind of vibe with it. I like it. I think it's pretty great. I understand how this could not be for everyone though, based off of the Goodreads reviews that I've seen, but it's for me. I like it. I would love to continue it, but not in the way that I would have to read it. It's either gonna have to be printed, which I would love, or it's gonna have to be on sale because I'm not paying that much for those digital volumes. Next, I read volume 2 of Wolf Girl and Black Prince. This is the same author as Imakoi, and it's totally different from Imakoi, not even in the same ballpark. I really like this series. I can't remember a ton about it, honestly. It obviously is not going to stand out so much that, so far, it's not standing out so much that I'm like, oh, I gotta go read this now. Like, I think Imakoi probably is better because it's sweeter, it's shorter. I think it's more of like fun with the romances. This one's just one couple, and the guy's a douchebag and the girl is kind of stupid, and I like it though. I think it's a fun tsundere kind of romance. He's definitely evil, but it's fun. It's just stupid fun and I really like it. I enjoy all kinds of romance, whether it's good, toxic, bad, healthy, diverse, stupid. I like all of it. I like a good toxic romance, so sue me. The next volume I read is very exciting. I'm just so happy that this is printing. The releases are going to be super slow, but I am just happy to have a physical copy of this. My Love Story with Yamada-kun level 999. This is probably my current obsession. I watched the anime, binged it when my husband was gone for a weekend on a business trip. Absolutely binged the whole show. I was frothing at the mouth for this series, and I had started it probably about a year ago. I had watched the first episode and I was kind of meh about it because I just didn't have the time and it wasn't fully out yet, so I wanted to wait until I just had the energy to push through it and see if it was something I'd like. But holy crap, after that first episode, for me it just took off. I was absolutely obsessed with our main character. I am in love with Yamada-kun. I love him so much. Gamer boys, I married a gamer man, gamer boy. It's great. I love this so much. It's so cute. I think I like the anime a little bit more than the manga, but I know that it does get a little bit spicier, I think. I've heard stories about chapter 69. I think that's kind of funny. But I do want to continue this. I'm so happy we're getting this printed physically. It's a different publisher. I've never had anything from Inklore. Mangamo. That's the app that you can read this on, but I think it has to be Apple. I tried to read it on my Android, could not do it. You have to have pretty much an Apple product to read this on the app. Please watch the anime or read the manga. This is so cute. I am obsessed. I cannot wait for more. I will be buying this as soon as it's available. Gotta have it. And of course, we're continuing with the sweetest series on the planet. A Condition Called Love. This is volume 6. I'm a little bit behind on this series, but holy moly, I'm obsessed with it. I love the whole arc of the basketball team. The anime, I just finished the 12th episode here. I think that's probably all that's going to come out of the first season. I'm not sure if they're going to keep making more because it seemed pretty complete whenever they put that last episode up. Like, they had like a little outro thing that seemed like that was final. So I think that's a great way to lead people into reading the manga, because we're starting to get Hananoi getting closer to making friends, I think. And it's really cute. This is so sweet. This is such a in-depth manga romance. I am obsessed with Hananoi and Hotaru's romance. I love both of these characters. They're so precious. Hananoi and Hotaru are iconic. I think that they both are beautiful characters, thoroughly fleshed out. They both have a lot of flaws. Hotaru is giving me Toru vibes from Fruits Basket, but maybe not as sugary sweet. Like, she can have her own problems and she's learning and she's growing. Toru was kind of perfect or whatever, but I really, really love this series. It's a sweet romance. And if you think Hananoi is toxic, you need to continue reading, because that's kind of part of his character growth, is learning that those things are not okay. And she does not condone those actions. She does try to make him grow and learn what's acceptable in a relationship. So it's worth read, I promise. I am happy but also sad to announce that I have finally finished Imakoi. This is the final volume, volume 9. This is the same creator as Wolf Girl Black Prince. This is a really fun series. I had a really great time reading it. I'm really sad it's over, but I understand why it needed to end. If this had kept going and going and going with no conflict, it would have been really boring. And if they had just thrown in some like cheating or some like weird filler, it would have gotten like tainted. So I think they made the right choice making this only 9 volumes. It's so good. It's so good. I love this series and I love these characters. And look at this art. I don't remember what this is reminiscent of, but this artwork here on the back is so stinking cute. I hope you can see it. Yeah. This series is really fun. I recommend it if you like shoujo romance, and it's only 9 volumes, so it's not that expensive or that big of a commitment to make. The next thing I read is completing another series. I read 11 and 12 of Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible. This is a really fun, sweet series. I'm so glad that I kept going because I've thoroughly enjoyed the ride. These characters are precious and the friendships were really fun and silly. I enjoyed the comedy. It was fluffy. It wasn't very dark. There wasn't a lot of conflict in this. It was mostly just people learning about themselves and making friends and learning to accept who they are and come out of their shell. I love that. I love that about this. It was really fun and it had a good ending. So I do recommend if you want something that's sweet. Okay, the last manga that I read, and then I'll go into the books, is one that I'm very excited about. I'm so happy that this is out as well. I've heard so many good things about it, and it just, the cover sold me. When I saw they announced it in the Shoujo Beat announcements, I nearly lost my mind because of the description. You guys know I like guys in glasses. If you know anything about me and you've watched my channel and you've seen my husband, I love people, men in glasses, boys in glasses. I've always liked that. I thought it was hot. I like it. I am that person. When I see a character with glasses, I'm like, ooh, that's mine. And this is what I found. This is Let's Do It Already by Aki Kasaka. This is, he's got glasses if you haven't noticed. This is a story. It's a shoujo beat imprint, where this girl, she just wants to date. She likes this guy and they start going out, and they apparently don't know a lot about each other before they start going out. He is a descendant, so he's like next in line in his family to take over for this big political family in Japan. So he's like pretty much the president's son, kind of. And so she didn't know that, apparently, somehow. So I can't remember where I was before my husband called me and told me some crazy news that just happened. So I really am enjoying this manga. It's really good. It's about this guy who's, you know, the political family thing I was telling you about. And she just wants to kiss him and hold hands and like make out with her boyfriend and other things. And he's like, no, 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 no. The rules of my family history say that I can't do anything with a woman until I turn 18, and he is not 18. So it's like very tense, very funny, very silly, but very much a lot of tension. And I think that this is going to be really fun to read. I can't wait to read more. All right, next I'm going to talk about all the books I read. So if you're only here for manga, thank you for watching. I do appreciate you being here. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to watch the rest of the video, stay tuned. First, I read a indie book called Slash or Pass. Don't ask why. I'm in this like romance like smutty group on Facebook, and I don't really comment or read a lot of posts because sometimes it's kind of cringe to me. But I get why a lot of people like it. I wanted to try something weird, and I kind of went to this recommendations thread that was out. So it was like promote your own books, and it was like an indie author section where you could promote your smut. And so I picked something that was I think it was promoted as like ghost face romance, and I read it on my Kindle. It was kind of how I broke in my new Kindle. 3 stars, probably 2 honestly. I like the idea of the culty section of this book. I just didn't like the romance part. I liked that it was a dark romance. That was fun, but it was so gross. Like, I am not into like the blood play or murdering people to get off. That's just not for me. I wanted to try something weird, and I did, so I'm glad that I read it, in the sense of like I know the things I like and don't like now. Not for me. 2, 3 stars. Mostly for like the mystery plot and the cult stuff in this. I enjoyed that part of it a lot. Then I read another indie horror, The Black Forest, an extreme horror novel. This was a lot of fun. I actually really enjoyed this one. I read it on my phone's Kindle app. It was also in Kindle Unlimited. It was fairly short, but not so short that I read it super fast. It's an extreme horror novel, so there's a lot of gore, a lot of extreme things happening, but it's a story about this girl who she's in love with her best friend, and her friend likes her back, but they're gonna go on a camping trip. There's a Christian girl and then like another girl, and the Christian girl's family goes camping every summer to the same place, and she's never gotten to take a friend with her, so her best friend, who she's in love with, goes with them. So it starts off real cute. Like the mom is kind of like suspecting that she might have feelings for her friend, and she's telling her no, it's a sin, blah blah blah. Well, they go on this trip and confess their feelings to each other, and it's really cute and sweet. And then all hell breaks loose. Like, people start getting killed, the friends are turned against each other. It's kind of sad, actually, but it's really good. I don't want to spoil too much for you, but it is similar to Wrong Turn, series like that, movies like that, where you kind of just find these random inbred people in the woods, and they start killing you for no reason other than they're gross and they're cannibals or whatever. But it was a fun read, if that makes sense. I just wish that the friends had not been turned against each other as much, because it kind of felt like the story was saying being gay is bad. Kind of felt like that to me. But there is a sequel, so I'll probably read the sequel and maybe it will have a totally different vibe. But our main character does lose her mind, so that's kind of interesting, but we'll see. I'll see if I want to continue that. I'll think about it for a little while and I'll let you guys know, but I did enjoy it. I think I gave it 4 stars because it was a good book, and it was also really well written. All right guys, that's all I have for you this month. I have not really read too much in the month of July, and we're almost halfway through, so I'm not gonna have a big month unless I really kick it into gear and read some things, because I'm in the middle of a really big book right now. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you like it. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe if you're new here. And let me know what you're reading. I'm very curious to know what you guys are reading nowadays. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. Bye guys.